Where the hell are we? That's honestly a really good question. And if you saw Sunday's live stream, you're probably wondering what the hell's going on. And long story short, we are out on the road. I've had the itch to get out and travel again for a long time, pretty much ever since I broke my leg. And I had some very serious things transpire in my life over the past month or so. That being said, the timing was right. And right now, we are at a campsite in the middle of nowhere, Georgia. So good job to everybody that guessed that. On my live stream, I had mentioned that it was raining. And someone looked at the radar and saw that the only places that it was raining was Georgia and Florida. And I had mentioned the temperature as well, so somebody was able to guess the location. And you were right, my friend. My ultimate destination is Florida, so a lot of people guessed that as well. Where else would you want to go during the winter? I can't snowboard or anything yet, so I'm just trying to get away from the cold, see some family, some friends, meet up with some of you guys and girls, and just kind of get a break from the world. Another reason why I got down here so fast, and I know a lot of you are still wondering, is I got a new vehicle. So let me go ahead and just introduce you to the new 2020 Toyota Supra. Boom! Woo! In all seriousness, this is a 2001 Toyota Avalon XL. She's a beater, and I love beaters. Got a little bit of sun damage, as you can see, but the good thing is, as you saw on the plates, it's a southern vehicle, so there's literally no rust. Other than the sun damage, everything underneath is rock solid, and that is something that we just don't get up north in the Rust Belt. Let me take you on the inside here. The only thing I can compare this vehicle to would be like a Crown Vic or a Grand Marquis. The interiors are just huge. Full leather, nice, roomy, tons of headroom. That's why a lot of you guys and girls were guessing that it was an SUV. Super big back seat, got all my camping gear in here. I did sleep in this thing last night. Unfortunately, the back seats do not fold down. There's just a little pass-through back here, so I'm thinking about taking the back seats out. That way I can be able to lay down. We've got some pretty new tires on here too, which is always a plus. Absolutely massive trunk. But yeah, guys, she's a beater with a heater, and I absolutely love her. So how the hell did I end up with this Avalon? A family member wanted to get rid of their old car, and you guys know that I love Toyotas, so I couldn't pass it off. So you know who you are. Big thank you. I appreciate it. It'll go to good use. I am gonna call it a Supra though, just to piss people off. I even said in the live stream that it was something super fast and new. We have over 205,000 beautiful miles on this machine. I love that little display setup that they have. Toyota was always ahead of their time. As far as I know, all of the maintenance has been kept up to date. It runs fantastic, drives smooth down the highway. This thing is super well insulated. Like, you can whisper when you're going down the highway and be able to hear it no problem, and that's good for a travel car. This car actually has a lot of nice materials in it. As you saw, the back seats were immaculate, and that's because they just don't get used the same way as the front seats do. Ginormous sunroof. This car has so much glass in it, and I love it. It's like being in a sunroom. But I had to come down to Georgia to pick it up, so I figured we'd just make a little vacation out of this and have some fun. I did sleep in this thing last night. It was not fun. It ended up getting pretty cold, and I just couldn't get comfortable. So like I said, I think we're gonna take out the back seats and make a little frame for my mattress that I brought. But I found this little campsite to stay at last night. It's a pretty cool area. Well, I just got back from my hike. I drove around for a little bit trying to get my bearings, and I found this little hiking trail. The roots were pretty gnarly though, and I definitely pushed my knee a little harder than I should have. May or may not have ended up on a game trail, but that's what I do. So this will be my first night in the Supra. I've got to say, the interior is very spacious. I'm just all the way sprawled out here in the back. Took the headrest off so I could get a better view. There is a lake down there. They advertise this as a scenic overlook, but nothing special, to be honest, especially for 30 bucks. Not too thrilled about that, but at least I got a safe place to lay my head. But I didn't have enough room to bring any food, so I really don't have anything, but Brought some sardines and found some peanuts in here. So we're gonna be eating some peanuts and sardines for dinner. Cheers. Yum. There are some things wrong with it. Number one, the heat. The heat is not working properly. I had that thing all the way cranked up this morning and it just would not get hot. It's even blowing cold air out of some of the vents, so we're gonna have to get that figured out. It also does not like to go in park. Sometimes it just will not engage, and then basically it'll be in neutral, so you kind of have to watch for that. So we'll figure it out. I'd imagine it's just a linkage issue. Maybe make some adjustments, pop this console out. I do need to fill up the tires really quick, and thankfully I have something to do that with. Plug this thing in. It's got a cord that's plenty long enough to get to all of the tires. So not only does Adu have you covered with the tires, but if your battery dies, boom, they also make a jump pack. I haven't had to use this, fortunately, but not only can you jump your car with it, you can charge your devices. Phone, obviously, first on the list, camera, batteries for me, stuff like that. It's actually a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. You can jumpstart up to an 8-liter diesel with this little thing, believe it or not. Also has a built-in flashlight, which is nice. This thing is really bright. I'll probably use it at some point on this trip just to test it out. And obviously, your alligator clips for your battery. But once again, shout out to Adu, always helping out the channel. There'll be links down in the description if you want those products. I highly recommend them. They're cheap, the stuff works, and especially on a road trip like this, it's nice to have that peace of mind just in case I kill my battery, which is very possible. So that being said, let's finish airing up these tires and hit the road.
I gave a girl a ride in my wagon.
Well, you guys, we have been chugging right along. We actually just got into Alabama. Maybe I can find some long-lost cousins out here. But I got just under 3 hours to go. I've never drove through this part of Georgia, so it was awesome to see. We passed the Flint River, Muckalee Creek. If you're a Luke Bryan fan, you'll know those. And just tons of cotton fields everywhere. That's why it's kind of nice sometimes to let the GPS do its thing, because these are routes that you wouldn't normally take. But I always leave my GPS set to avoid the toll roads, and sometimes that can take you on some great adventures. But we are headed to Destin right now to meet up with my buddy Aaron. He actually has a hotel out there. So we'll see what happens. I am excited to get to the beach. It's not gonna be that warm, unfortunately. I think it's gonna be in the mid 60s. Even in Miami, it wasn't even 70 today, which is just nuts to me. Like, that's about as far south as you can get. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. Let's go ahead and finish this drive. Oh my gosh, we have the ocean. A little choppy today. Yeah, brother. Well, you guys, we made it. Found a place to relax, watch the sunset. It's a beautiful beach here in Destin. As you can see, it is super windy and pretty cold. It's getting down into the lower 50s, and I had to put my big jacket on. But it's looking warmer towards the end of the week. I'm just waiting for Aaron to get off work, and I get to meet him for the first time, and we'll probably get something to eat. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hungry.